Inner peace is not something that comes from outside. It is not given by achievements, possessions, or recognition. It is not dependent on how quiet your surroundings are or how comfortable your life appears to be. Inner peace is a foundation that you build within yourself, and it is the starting point for every other quality you wish to develop: calm, balance, awareness, focus, clarity. Without it, even the greatest success feels empty, and even the smallest problem feels overwhelming. With it, however, you can face storms without losing direction, and you can walk through life with a steady presence that cannot easily be shaken. Most people begin their day without this foundation. They wake up and immediately fall into noise, checking messages, worrying about tasks, replaying yesterday's events. They enter the world already unsettled, and the rest of the day simply magnifies that state of restlessness. But those who cultivate inner peace choose a different beginning. They take the first moments of the day to anchor themselves, to breathe, to reconnect with the stillness inside. They understand that if the inside is unsettled, nothing outside can bring true calm. But if the inside is steady, even the chaos of the world cannot break them. Inner peace is not about escaping life or hiding from responsibility. It is about creating a center within yourself that remains untouched no matter what happens outside. Imagine a tree with deep roots. The winds may blow, the storms may rage, but because the roots are strong, the tree remains standing. Inner peace is those roots. It grounds you in a world that is always moving, always changing. Without roots, you are blown away by every challenge, every word, every opinion. With roots, you bend, but you do not break. This peace is built through practice, through silence, through breath, through mindfulness in small daily actions. It is not created in a single day. It is cultivated through repetition until it becomes your natural state. Over time, you stop reacting to every disturbance, and instead, you respond with clarity. You stop chasing after every desire, and instead, you recognize what truly matters. You stop being enslaved by the noise of the world, and instead, you carry a quiet strength within you wherever you go. The rare few who live with inner peace radiate it outward. You can feel it in their presence. They do not need to speak loudly. They do not need to prove anything because their steadiness speaks for them. Peace is not just for themselves. It becomes a gift to everyone around them. Inner peace is the foundation upon which everything meaningful in life is built. Calmness is often misunderstood. Many believe it means being passive, quiet, or detached from life. But in truth, calm is the highest form of power. Calm does not mean you do nothing. It means that whatever you do it with control, precision, and awareness. When you are calm, you are not pulled by impulses, not shaken by emotions, not scattered by distractions. You remain steady in the middle of movement. And this steadiness allows you to act with clarity instead of confusion. Look at how most people live their days. The smallest inconvenience makes them lose patience. A single comment ruins their mood. And unexpected events throw them completely off balance. They are not in control. They are being controlled by everything around them. In this way, they waste energy because they react to everything without choosing their response. But those who cultivate calmness hold their power within. They may face the same difficulties, but they approach them differently. Instead of exploding, they breathe. Instead of rushing, they pause. Instead of panicking, they act with intention. Calmness is a strength that does not shout. It is silent but unshakable. Imagine a still lake. Even when the world around it is loud, the water reflects clearly because it is undisturbed. A restless mind is like a stormy lake. It cannot reflect anything clearly, but a calm mind reflects truth, and from that truth, wise decisions are made. This is why calmness is not weakness. It is the ability to remain clear when others are clouded. The rare few who practice calmness carry an aura that others can feel. They walk into a room and immediately shift its energy, not because they try to dominate, but because their steadiness creates safety. People are drawn to calmness because in a world full of noise, it is rare. And those who embody it are not easily defeated because you cannot fight someone who refuses to be disturbed. This calmness is trained. It does not arrive by accident. It comes from observing yourself, from mastering your breath, from choosing silence before reaction, from practicing patience when impatience wants to take over. With each choice, calm becomes stronger until it is no longer something you practice. It becomes who you are. When you carry calm as your unshakable power, the world may move quickly, but you remain the one who decides how to move within it. Calmness is the quiet strength that turns every challenge into an opportunity. Balance is the art of walking through life without being pulled too far in any direction. It is not about avoiding responsibilities or escaping challenges. It is about aligning yourself so that you are not consumed by one side of life while neglecting the other. Too much work and you forget rest, too much comfort and you forget growth, too much attachment and you forget freedom. Balance means holding both, knowing when to move forward and when to step back, when to give and when to receive, when to speak and when to remain silent. Most people live in extremes. They either push themselves until exhaustion or fall into laziness until they lose momentum. They cling tightly to desires or avoid all discomfort entirely. These extremes create instability, and instability always leads to suffering. But when you walk in balance, you move with harmony. You do not waste energy swinging from one extreme to the other. Instead, you walk steadily, and this steadiness brings peace. Think of how nature itself lives in balance. Day follows night, the seasons shift, water flows, trees grow, everything has rhythm. Nothing in nature tries to force its way against balance. When winter comes, trees do not resist by holding onto their leaves. They let go and trust the cycle. Yet humans often resist what is natural. They try to hold on when it is time to let go, or they rush ahead when it is time to be still. Balance teaches you to flow, to understand when action is needed and when patience is wiser. This balance is not something you find once and then keep forever. It is a practice, a constant adjustment. Just like walking requires small corrections with every step, balance in life requires awareness in every moment. You notice when you are giving too much of yourself and not enough care inward. You notice when your mind is trapped in the future while the present slips away. You notice when your desires are pulling too strongly. And you step back to find moderation. Each small correction keeps you steady, keeps you aligned. Those who live with balance radiate harmony. They are not easily controlled by the outside world because they have learned how to center themselves from within. They do not burn out in pursuit of success, nor do they waste their life in endless waiting. They move at the right time, rest at the right time, and live with a rhythm that allows them to sustain their energy, their clarity, and their joy. Balance does not mean perfection. It means walking with awareness so that you do not fall into extremes. It means living in harmony with yourself and with the world around you. Balance is the quiet wisdom that allows life to be lived fully without losing yourself along the way. Awareness is the light that makes everything visible. Without it, you may walk through life, but you are not truly awake. You are simply moving through habits, routines, and impulses. To live with awareness means to see clearly, to observe yourself and the world without being blinded by distractions, without being lost in constant reaction. It is the ability to notice your thoughts before they control you, to recognize your emotions before they overwhelm you, and to see the opportunities in each moment before they slip away. Most people live unaware. They wake up and immediately fall into patterns, scrolling, worrying, rushing, without asking themselves why. They repeat the same cycles of stress, frustration, and distraction because they do not pause to observe. Their mind is always somewhere else, either replaying the past or chasing the future. In this way, life passes by unnoticed. But those who cultivate awareness begin to live differently. They start to notice the small details, the way the breath feels, the way the body moves, the way thoughts appear and disappear. This noticing is not small. It is the beginning of freedom. When you are aware, you are no longer a prisoner of automatic reactions. Anger arises, but instead of letting it spill over, you see it and choose how to respond. Fear appears, but instead of letting it paralyze you, you understand it and walk through it. Desire calls, but instead of blindly following, you question if it serves your growth. This is the gift of awareness. It gives you the space to choose. Without it, you are controlled. With it, you are free. Awareness also sharpens clarity. It allows you to see reality as it is, not as you wish it to be. So many suffer because they mistake their imagination for truth. They create stories about what others think, about what might happen, about what they cannot control. These stories cloud perception. But awareness clears the fog. It brings you back to what is real, here and now. In that clarity, life becomes simpler, less heavy, more alive. Living with awareness does not mean withdrawing from the world. It means engaging with it more fully. You taste food more deeply because you are present. You listen to others more completely because you are not lost in your own noise. You experience each moment as it unfolds instead of rushing past it. And in this way, life itself becomes meditation, not separate, not special, but natural. Those who carry awareness move through the world differently. They do not waste energy on illusions. They do not get lost in endless distraction. Their steps are intentional, their actions meaningful, their presence unmistakable. Awareness is not only the beginning of inner peace, calm, and balance. It is the thread that ties them all together. Awareness is the doorway to true freedom.